This podcast is a non-profit production made by Potterheads in Singapore for Potterheads worldwide. The wonderful wizarding world of Harry Potter belongs to J.K. Rowling and her publishers. We would like to thank her for the vast and wonderful world that we have had the honour of growing up with. Welcome to Feels Like Magic, a Harry Potter fan production.
The Department of Muggle Wizard Relations begins operations today. The first head of department will be Matthew Grimshaw. Born here in Singapore, Mr. Grimshaw was Professor of Muggle Studies at the UK's Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. With his return to Singapore shortly after Voldemort's death in 1998, he taught the same subject at our very own Temasek Institution of Magic, universally known as TIM.
Mr. Grimshaw hopes that the Wizard-Muggle Relations Department will help to stem the biases of the wizarding community and put to rest the blood prejudice of pure-blood families. Mr. Grimshaw will be working alongside Mr. Idris Barkworth, previously Secretary to England's Minister of Magic.
Matt, breakfast is done.
Yeah, thanks.
The team includes both wizards and muggles to represent both communities in the work of the department. Representing the wizarding world, purebloods Aaron Lee and Nicholas Kay join Muggle rights campaigners.
Have you seen my tie?
It was on the sideboard. Now here's your coffee.
Thanks, dear. Accio documents.
Half-bloods Rachel Young and Sarah O'Leary. 4 years ago, the two figured prominently in a campaign to make Muggle studies a more essential part of the TIM curriculum. Exceptional students within their cohort, Miss Young and Miss O'Leary will be a part of the new department.
Did you pick up the documents you put on the desk last night?
Yes, dear. Already in my briefcase by the door.
The muggles to be introduced into the department, Zion bin Hakim and Aisha Rao, were both previously in Muggle employment. Sources close to the department have informed the radio that Zion is descended from one of the first Muggles to have relations with wizards in this region, and will be carrying on the family tradition appropriately.
I'll see you tonight then. Let me know how it goes, okay?
Will do. See you later.
We, at Singapore Wizarding Radio, wish the department the best of luck as operations begin today. May luck be on their side.
This is Cheryl Lam
And Omar Rahman.
This is Wizarding News Singapore.
Wait! Hold the bloody lift!
Idris, aren't you working for the Minister of Magic? What happened?
Good morning to you too, Grimshaw. I was working in the ministry, till they sent me to this humid hellhole.
Well, you get used to it. Eventually.
Oh, and how long does that take?
Well, it has been 18 years and the mosquitoes still hate me, so...
Well, if you must know, you always must because you are Grimshaw, I now work in the Wizard-Muggle Relations Department here because someone had the bright idea of sending a representative to help set up this new branch in Singapore. It's as if they expect me to babysit your lot.
Well, we're glad to have you. Even if that does mean no longer being the Minister of Magic's lapdog. Assistant.
Well, that's where the real magic lies. The real ministry works. Back in England. I was so surprised to see your muggle-loving name on the list. No. I was teaching youths about muggles back in Hogwarts, eh?
At least students listen. Right. Here's the office. I would never have guessed I'd be scared of opening a door in my life, but... I am confident we can do some real good. Ready, Idris?
Do not call me Idris. It's Barkworth to you.
Anything for you, Idris. Barkworth.
So, what do you get out of being here? Or are you just here to spite me, like you always are?
Oh, rich little pure-blood mummy's boy thinks that poor little half-blood Rachel is going to hurt him again. I want to make a difference for Muggle communities because wizards like you exist. Not everything is about you, Aaron.
There's no need to fight. We're all mature adults here.
All except one, apparently.
You want to say that again to my face, Nikki?
Is that a real wand?
Oh my god, what the hell is happening in this office?
What? Did I say something wrong?
Still confident.
You really want to get into a fight with me?
People! What is going on in here? I do not expect this from grown-ups.
We were having a robust discussion about the prospects for the new department.
That's not what we...
It's settled.
I will not ask what happened, but I'd like for it not to happen again, if that's all the same with you. Please, take a seat, everyone, and let's get started. Thank you all for coming in on time today. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Matthew Grimshaw, the new HOD of Wizard-Muggle Relations. And this is Idris Barkwith. He will be serving as your supervisor, so I hear.
Pleasure.
Due to the nature of my position, for the most part I will be out of this office in the main ministry wing. My work will still bring me back here, but I cannot be here as often as I'd like to be. Should you need to contact me, feel free to send me an owl or use the ministry call line. Barkwith will be here in this wing to help you out when I cannot be contacted. Won't you, Barkwith?
Yes, sir.
As per ice-breaking tradition, I think we should go round the room and introduce ourselves. Does anyone want to begin? Well, I'll begin then. I'm Matthew Grimshaw, the new and the first HOD of Wizard-Muggle Relations. I was born here, taught at Hogwarts for a few decades as Muggle Studies professor, before I moved back to Singapore. Idris.
Idris Barkwith, former secretary to Hermione Granger, Minister for Magic for the English branch. Current Deputy Head of Department of Wizard-Muggle Relations. Charmed to meet you all.
Aaron Lee, educated at Temasek Institution of Magic, Kagari House alumnus. Part of the great Lee family line, born and bred for success.
Rachel Lam, Aurelius House alumnus. I have degrees in Wizarding, Criminal Law, and Muggle Studies, and was working as a civil servant.
Nicholas K., but you can call me Nick. Malhay House alumnus. Owner of the largest collection of wizard bobbleheads in the wizard world. Singapore's coolest cocktail slinger.
Sarah Aluri. I'm from Teratai House. My favorite color is yellow, my star sign is Virgo, and I feel a deep affinity for anything artsy.
My name is Aisha Rao. I'm a public relations professional, and I see this as a worthwhile challenge. I assume that's why the ballot system chose me.
Hello, I'm Zion Hakim. I attended Anglo-Chinese school, the Barker Road one, and I'm currently an accountant, or I used to be, I guess, now that I'm here. When I saw the application for this job, I thought I would be a good fit for this position, and now I'm here. It really feels, honestly, really good to be here. Even if I'm a little bit overwhelmed, I'm really excited to be a part of.
Yes, thank you, Zion. Right, I need to be off to the press conference for the launch of our department. Idris will inform you of what must be done today. I know you will get the job done. You have all been chosen for your own talents and skills, no matter what people may say about your backgrounds. You are all here for a reason. Right, I'd best be off then. All yours, Idris.
Right. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty and see what Grimshaw wrote. Why are we all here? What is the purpose of this department? We are the first official government branch to help monitor the interactions between the community. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, this is clearly rubbish. Lee, did I say something funny?
No, sir.
Well, then, what are you laughing at? That's right, don't laugh. Grimshaw says that our department has been tasked to release a report for Wizarding Radio every month to inform both the wizard and muggle communities about each other. These reports are meant to highlight parts of our culture and for us to learn of theirs. Now, there are a few things you have to do. One, you have to find your assigned desk. They're all the same before you complain about whichever one you've got. Two, once you've found your desk, you are free to customize your space, as long as it does not intrude on anybody else's. Three, my office is towards the end of the hallway, left side as you exit the door, and mine is not open. Four, each day you've got to fill your own reports for collation at the end of the month. I wish you good luck.
Well, don't we just have the best bosses in the world?
No use wasting a day. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we'd best get ourselves into gear. No need to get upset over those two.
This office is such a mess. Isn't there any order to this government?
You're new to this world, aren't you?
Yes. So?
So, you're a muggle.
A what?
A muggle. A human with no magical ability. It's not meant to be derogatory or anything, it's a regional term. The Americans use no mage, we use muggles. Like the British.
I see.
So, wait, we're called muggles?
And so, the second muggle reveals himself.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop there. Wizards have this weird fascination about how magic you are, which is determined by how magic your line is. Aaron and I are considered pure-blooded. All four of our grandparents are wizards. Rachel and Sarah are both half-bloods, if I'm not wrong. One parent is a wizard, and the other parent is a muggle.
Well, since no one appears to be moving, I'm going to go find my desk and set up. Come on, Rachel.
Sure. Aisha, Zion, let's get away from these idiots.
Who are you calling an idiot?
She's gone, Aaron.
Rachel and Sarah are here because they're muggle lovers. They've always been muggle lovers, ever since we knew them in school. Grimshaw is heavily involved in the muggle community. I mean, look at his wife. Barkwith was forced here. Aisha, she got into the ballot box. And Zayn, he's so nervous he might just shit his pants. So he probably applied for the job. But what's in it for the infamous Nikki K?
Don't call me Nikki.
But
Not anymore.
you didn't answer my question.
I just want to help muggles.
You're a fat liar and you know it.
You want to know my reason? Tell me yours.
Always playing games.
You're the player.
Takes all sorts.
You should know.
Well, no use wasting a day. I'm going to find my desk. I'll see you in a bit.
So, Aisha, why put your name in the ballot box? You didn't seem thrilled about it back in the meeting room.
Well, it's not my first time meeting a wizard, and I thought it would be interesting.
You'll get used to us.
And you, Zion?
Oh, I just love magic. It's just so magical. I've tried so hard and I'm really good at card tricks, but I don't seem to be able to do anything else. I'm sorry. I know it's not cool, but this is so exciting.
That was quite a speech. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine here. We're all very nice people. I assure you.
So, which one is my desk?
Well,
I think it's the one over there, by the potted plants, in the corner.
What a sad looking plant. Time to fix that.
See? That's what I mean.
It looks like honeysuckle.
It's not actually honeysuckle. It's a wizarding world plant called sweetbuds. They're like honeysuckle, but they have healing properties. They have a good aura that creates a less stressful environment and can be used for potions and charms. They're very useful for making calming tea and soothing rubs for sick children. And, they're pretty.
It moved.
Of course. All magical plants react.
Good plant. Nice plant.
It likes you, Zion.
Rachel,
yes?
is a wizarding press conference any different from a normal press conference?
I've only ever been interviewed, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, they're much friendlier.
To the future of wizards and muggles alike. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you for being present punctually. Let's continue, shall we? Questions?
Mr. Grimshaw, what is the purpose of this department?
The department is meant to manage the relationship between wizards and muggles, which is a top priority for the government. While the Second Wizarding War has been over now for close to 2 decades, its effects are still rippling through our communities. We, as two different societies, must in this day and age begin to build a strong bridge that will strengthen this new bond. Next question.
Mr. Grimshaw, does the establishment of your department imply that there is existing tensions between wizards and muggles?
Well, that's not quite what I said, you see. As these two communities continue to connect and integrate, there is a strong
Mr.
need
Grimshaw, could you comment on the recent Jalan Besar incident?
Regarding this incident, we will do a full investigation into it once we receive the files from the...
You don't have access to ministry records yet?
We only started today.
So that's a yes?
No, I mean...
No, you do not have access? Or no, you won't answer the question?
Yes? Right, I think I've used up enough of your time today, and I would like to get back to my office, if you don't mind. I wish you all a good day.
Wait!
You get that?
Oh, yes.
And on to the final piece for today, the establishment of the WMR, Singapore's first Wizard-Muggle Relations branch.
Headed by Matthew Grimshaw and assisted by Idris Barkwith, the department consists of just 8 members. That includes Head of Department, Mr. Grimshaw, and Deputy Head, Mr. Barkwith. The department will attempt to diffuse tensions between wizards and muggles, addressing the issues between the two worlds.
Mr. Grimshaw stated that the department will investigate the Jalan Besar incident that occurred almost 2 months prior to the department's official opening. The incident involved 4 recent graduates of Temasek Institution of Magic and a Muggle police officer and made sensational headlines across Southeast Asia.
The 4 graduates will be investigated by the new department. They were out celebrating their recent graduation. Having stumbled drunkenly into Jalan Besar Stadium, the 4 graduates used the fire-making spell Incendio. They were unaware of the entrance of the officer, Mr. Adam Lim, who was off duty at the time of the incident.
A fight broke out as Officer Lim confronted the group. Remarkably, he broke 2 of their 4 wands in the struggle before being struck with a blasting curse that has left him paralyzed from the waist down. The 4 graduates fled the scene, leaving the injured officer. The case files are still with the ministry and allegedly have yet to be handed over to Matthew Grimshaw and his team.
Investigations will begin as soon as documents are released, with HOD Grimshaw leading the team, and will seek to settle the dispute. We at Singapore Wizarding Radio would like to, once again, wish the department the best of luck.
This is Cheryl Lam.
And Omar Rahman.
This is Wizarding News Singapore. Feels Like Magic is a non-profit podcast created by the Singapore team. We would like to formally thank every person who has made this podcast possible, from the crew, the cast, to you, the listener. Special thanks also goes out to family and friends of the team, whose invaluable support and advice have helped make this podcast possible. And to all those who inspired and believed in the two of us to make this podcast a reality. We are Singaporter on Instagram and Tumblr, and Feels Like Magic Podcast on Facebook. On Twitter, the Wizard-Muggle Relations Department tweets as WMR_department. Thank you for listening.